Hello students, I am Pratibha Prabhugaonkar from Dambe College of Arts and Science, Miramar, Panji. This module is for TY-BSc Botany students. Course code is BOD 104 and title of the course is Biofertilizers. Module name is Effective Microorganism and Plant Growth Promoting Rhizobacteria as Biofertilizers and their mode of action. And the unit is Introduction to Biofertilizers. In this module, we are going to study effective microorganism and plant growth promoting rhizobacteria as biofertilizers and their mode of action. At the end of this module, you will be able to explain about the effective microorganism, list out the beneficial effects of microorganism, explain the role of PGPR as biofertilizers and explain the mode of action of PGPR. Coming to the topic, effective microorganism. Microorganisms, they are the tiny units of life. They are too small to be seen. They exist everywhere in nature, and since they are the major degraders in the ecosystem, they play an important role in the maintaining ecological balance. Dr. Haiga in 1982 from Japan, he discovered specific group of naturally occurring beneficial microorganisms which has the amazing capacity to revive, restore and preserve. And he named this group of microorganisms as effective microorganisms. So effective microorganisms, they are the mixed cultures of naturally occurring beneficial microorganisms which can be applied as an inoculant to increase the microbial diversity of the soil ecosystem. And this microorganism mixture, it consists of following organisms. They have photosynthesizing bacteria, lactic acid bacteria, yeast, actinomycetes and fermenting fungi. Different species of organisms in effective microorganism complement each other and they live in mutual beneficial relationship with the roots of plants in the soil ecosystem. And therefore, the plants can grow exceptionally well in the soil inhabited by and dominated by these effective microorganisms. These microorganisms, they are physiologically compatible with one another and can coexist in liquid culture. There is also evidence that effective microorganism inoculation to the soil can improve the quality of soil and increase the growth and yield in plants. The photosynthetic bacteria, which are found in the effective microorganism mixture, they are independent, self-sustaining microorganism. They can harvest solar energy and use it to convert the exudates around roots, soil organic fraction and the gases like ammonia into amino acids and sugars. And these amino acids and sugars can be absorbed by plants to promote the growth of these plants. And also in soil system, this photosynthetic bacteria can promote growth of other beneficial organisms. Lactic acid bacteria, in effective microorganism, lactic acid bacteria are known to produce lactic acid. And this lactic acid is produced by fermentation of sugar and carbohydrates. This lactic acid has a sterilizing effect and its presence in soil checks the proliferation of nematode population. It also offers protection against nematode-associated plant diseases. And they also participate in breakdown of cellulolytic and lignified organic material which is present in the soil. Yeast, which are found in effective microorganism, they produce some hormones and enzymes, and these hormones and enzymes can promote plant cell and root division. They utilize amino acids and sugars secreted by photosynthetic bacteria and plant roots and produce growth factors. Fermenting fungi, these fungi obtain their nutrients by releasing the enzyme that breaks down our organic material into smaller constituents that can be easily absorbed, and these fungi also have shown their ability to break down some of the herbicides. Let us see some of the beneficial effects of effective microorganism. This effective microorganism, they can fix the nitrogen in the soil and enhance the nutrient uptake. So these effective microorganisms, they increases the nutrient availability in the soil for plants. So as a result, they reduce the need for constant chemical fertilization and also reduce the cost of cultivation. They can suppress the existing pathogen in the soil and also increases the decomposition of organic material and availability of mineral nutrients and important organic compounds to the plants. They also accelerate the decomposition of organic waste, residues and composting. This effective microorganism, they consist of common and food grade aerobic and anaerobic microorganisms. So when these activated effective microorganisms are poured into the environment, which is dominated by putrefactive bacteria, the microbiomes are improved and the fall odor, which is produced by these putrefactive bacteria, are suppressed. They increase the beneficial minerals in the organic compounds. This photosynthetic bacteria, which can harvest the light energy and use it to convert the exudates from root system and soil organic fraction and gases like ammonia into the building materials of cells like amino acids and sugars, and these amino acids and sugars can be absorbed directly into the plant to produce the plant growth. Coming to the next topic, plant growth promoting rhizobacteria, which are also known as PGPR. Now, various bacteria can promote plant growth, and these bacteria are collectively called as plant growth promoting rhizobacteria, that is PGPR. So this PGPR, they enhances the plant growth promotion, they increases the yield, they increases the solubility of phosphorus, potassium and also helps in uptake of nitrogen. So inoculation with PGPR enhances root growth, leading to root system with large surface area, and also it increases the number of root heads. This bacteria actively colonizes plant roots and enhance plant growth and yield. PGPR are also known to improve plant growth in many ways when compared to synthetic fertilizers, insecticides and pesticides. They enhance crop growth and can help in sustainability of safe environment and crop productivity. The rhizospheric soil, the soil which is surrounding the roots, is called as rhizospheric soil. So this rhizospheric soil contains diverse types of PGPR communities, and some of the common examples of this PGPR are Pseudomonas, Azospirillum, Azotobacter, Bacillus, etc. Coming to the mode of action of these PGPRs, this PGPR, they improves plant growth by colonizing root system and preempting the establishment of or suppressing the deleterious rhizosphere microorganism on root. The mechanism of this pathogens suppression by PGPR includes substrate competition and production of siderophores and antibiotics. Increasing nitrogen availability through nitrogen fixation is one important role played by this PGPR. So for any PGPR to contribute to significant amount of nitrogen in plants, they have to meet certain criteria. And these are: the bacteria must provide an adequate flux of oxygen for respiration, but the oxygen should not be in excess. If excessive oxygen is present, it will suppress the activity of enzyme nitrogenase. It also should have sufficient supply of carbon substrate, and it must have means of supplying fixed nitrogen to the plant. This PGPR, they fix nitrogen in microaerobic and aerobic environments and avoid excessive concentration of oxygen by either colonizing the site with low partial pressure of oxygen, that is, they will colonize the submerged rice roots or the rhizospheric mucilage, or by forming a special structures which can decrease the flux rate of oxygen. For example, heterocysts, which are produced in cyanobacteria. These heterocysts are the special type of cells which are produced in cyanobacteria, which aids in nitrogen fixation. Another role of PGPR is phytohormone production. The PGPR, they produces growth stimulating phytohormones like indole 3-acetic acid, gibberellic acid, zeatin, ethylene and abscisic acid. It is observed when the cuttings or the seeds are treated with PGPR, they induce root formation in plants because of production of some of these plant growth promoters. Next is phosphate solubilization. PGPR play a significant role in biofertilization of crops, and this bacteria secretes different types of organic acids like carboxylic acids. They also lowers the pH in the rhizosphere and release bound form of phosphates like calcium phosphates in the soil. Oxidation of sulfur. Sulfur is a vital component of proteins and enzyme system in the plant body, and plant can only take up sulfur as sulfate ions. But the elemental sulfur is not directly available to plants and must be oxidized to sulfate form for plant uptake. And this sulfur oxidation is mediated by these soil microorganisms. PGPR also act as a biocontrol agent. This PGPR, they produces substances that protect plants against various diseases. They protect plants against pathogens by either direct antagonistic interaction between the biocontrol agent and the pathogens or by induction of host resistance. PGPR enhances plant growth via suppression of phytopathogens by a variety of mechanisms. That is, they produce siderophores. The siderophores, they are the chelating agents which chelates the iron, making it unavailable to pathogens. They also synthesizes antifungal metabolites like antibiotics and fungal cell wall lysing enzymes. And some of these PGPRs, they can compete with the pathogens for nutrients on the root. These are my references. Thank you.